Hello, everyone. Welcome back to After Hours with KZ. I'm so glad you're here. Tonight, we're diving into another anonymous story submitted by one of our listeners. So get comfortable, grab your favorite snack or drink, and let's get into it. Here's tonight's story. This is the story of my former friend. I just need to get it off my chest. I was 23 and she was 21. We'll call her Yolanda. We met through mutual friends and became close pretty quickly. By the time we met, she was already divorced. She had a 10-month-old baby, but she didn't know who the father was because she had been seeing multiple men around the same time. She was living on government assistance and constantly told everyone how awful her parents were. According to her, they refused to help her. She said she had no support system and no one to watch her baby so she could get back on her feet. I felt bad for her. At the time, I was still in college, so I offered to babysit in the evenings while she worked part-time. For months, everything seemed fine. Then my birthday came. She told me she had a special surprise planned for me. The surprise? She wanted to go clubbing. We found a babysitter for her baby, and our group of friends went out together. That's when everything changed. She met up with another group of friends that I didn't know. She started drinking. A lot. Then, she started doing drugs. I was completely shocked. Up until that moment, I had no idea she used drugs. Eventually, we managed to get her out of the club and safely home. I'm not the type of person who leaves a drunk or high friend behind. Once we got home, I told her I was disappointed. I told her she needed to think about what kind of life she wanted, because it wasn't just about her anymore. She had a baby depending on her. I thought that would be the end of it. I was wrong. Very wrong. She became furious. She went around telling all of our mutual friends that I was trying to steal her baby. Then she claimed I hated her simply because she was a single mom. Almost overnight, people started texting me. They wanted to know why I was such a terrible person. Then things somehow got even worse. The guy I had been talking to suddenly stopped speaking to me. I eventually found out why. She had been talking to him behind my back. They had even gotten together. I was completely heartbroken. I blocked her, I blocked everyone who believed her lies, and then I discovered she had stolen some of my jewelry too. About a year later, several of our mutual friends reached out to apologize. They finally realized she had lied about everything. I thought that was the last time I'd ever hear about her. It wasn't. About 2 years after our falling out, one of our old mutual friends contacted me. He asked me why I'd been talking trash about him. I was completely confused. I asked him who told him that. He said, Yolanda. So I asked him one simple question. When did Yolanda and I stop being friends? He answered, about 2 years ago. I said, exactly. So how would she know anything I've been saying for the past 2 years? He just sat there. He didn't have an answer. That was the moment he realized she had probably been making it all up. Fast forward to recently, I came across a GoFundMe she had posted. She was asking people to donate $1,000 because she needed help with expenses for her children. By then, she had 3 kids. She was still receiving government assistance. And as far as I knew, none of the children's fathers were involved. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I had never met her. But one thing I do know, some people don't just burn bridges. They set them on fire, blame someone else for the smoke, and hope everyone believes them. Okay. Wow. First of all, thank you again to our anonymous submitter for trusting us with your story. If everything happened the way it was described, that's honestly a heartbreaking experience. It's one thing for a friendship to end, but it's another thing entirely when someone starts spreading rumors, turns mutual friends against you, and keeps your name in their mouth years later. One thing this story reminds me of is that not everyone who asks for help has good intentions. You can have the biggest heart, show up for someone when they're struggling, and still end up being the villain in their version of the story. That's why I always say it's okay to have boundaries. You can be kind without sacrificing your peace. You can be compassionate without ignoring red flags. And sometimes, walking away from a friendship isn't giving up. It's protecting yourself. At the end of the day, the people who truly know your character usually figure out the truth eventually. It might take months or even years, but lies have a way of catching up with the people who tell them. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever had a friendship end so badly that people actually believed lies about you? Or have you ever been caught in the middle of a situation like this? Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next episode of After Hours with KZ.